Ahoy and good day to you people of the interwebs, and welcome to this week's edition of Transformer of the Week, where I'm going to be looking at this guy. This is the Titans Return Quake. Now, Power of the Primes is less than a month away from the first wave hitting us, so it would be a good time to talk about one of the guys that I keep meaning to talk about from this Titans Return, but I haven't quite got round to. Now, Quake, if you're one of the few people who have seen my video about the original G1 one, is one of my favourite little G1 toys. And I thought that was just a me thing, because I've got a love of obscure henchman type characters, and Quake is he's just a Decepticon generic footslogger. He's nothing special, and that's what I kind of like about him. He's not after being, you know, treacherous and being in command. He's not some mad scientist. He's using being a Decepticon to further the dark arts or whatever else. He's just a thug, and I like that. That's just like one of my things that I just randomly like about these 80s, itchy eye 80s cartoon properties, that you have these just more thuggish just guys. It's not like he was ever in the cartoon, and hardly in the comic book. All we had was the Bob Budiansky profile, however small it was, and having to include two other people because he was a double target master. So not much was about him, but the toy, the toy was great. Just a brilliant little tank former. What we have here. Now, he's now a repaint of Hardhead. And I never bought Hardhead. I always ummed and ahed. I wasn't quite sure if to get the Hasbro one or the Takara one, because they had different head sculpts, and in the end, I ended up getting neither. So he's a futuristic space tank, whereas the original G1 was a random tank, but that's okay, you know. Times they are a-changing, as Mr. Dylan would sing. And yeah, so being a hardhead remold, sneezes, coughs and sneezes, diseases, itchy eyes, sneezing. I think a cold is coming on. It's that time of year. Right, sorry about your ears if you're listening on headphones. He's a lovely little space tank, and these colours are just so. I mean, look at the just the colour match here is just great. It's just got some great colour matching. It's got 4 treads. They're not working treads because, you know, why would they? But they do have these little translucent wheels here, and this delightful looking blue translucent rolling pin that helps him roll around. Now his big thing is his gun, and there's just a cool armature here for the gun. So it's on a double hinge, so you can get some nice ground to firing action on there. And he's got a cockpit that opens up if you have nails. Grab that, open that cockpit up, and inside is a little man. Let's close that down for a second. Now this is his headmaster partner, Chasm. I think was it Tip? Oh, I can't even remember the names of Heatmaker and Tip Top or something like that. Were his target master partners, but he's a different one. He's Chasm. But we don't give a shit about Chasm because Hasbro clearly didn't, because they did not put a single drop of paint on his robot mode. But he's got plenty of other places. He can open his gun up, and he can sit inside the gun to to man that. There's also these little posts, so him or some of his other friends can hang about. on the tank. The headmaster port is exposed in this mode, so if we did change him into head mode, you could just have him chilling there, which to me is surprising that they never made this guy a tankor from Beast Machines, because that would have been very tankor to have his head out there. He also comes with a rifle, and really in this mode the only way to put it is to put it there on top of the other gun, which is a shame. It would have been nice to have a port on the side here somewhere, or even just have it, you know, chilling out just at a different point, but that's really the only place you can put that. So let's take his head off for now, before we transform him and put his head back on again. Yeah, he's a transformer. He does transform. To do this relatively simply, so we'll just separate these legs out like so. Move this crotch bit, put that back into place. Swing all this up like so around. Unpeg those. Swing this around. Swing this down. Yeah, so these plugs in place there. Now, get these, move these back into place, get some toes out, move these down, pull them here, get in here, pull these out here. Sure his fists are facing the right way around. So same as that, pull all that out here. Pull his fists out. And now get his head. And head on! Boink! Back on. It's a bit wobbly. Let's just try. We can try this, because some of these, if you do them the other way around, what they intended, less wobbly. So there's one where you need to have the robot of the man facing forward rather than facing backwards. It's weird. Some of them work differently. Some of them work better. Your mileage may vary with different copies of the toy. So this makes this another delightful robot, generic fighting man. Nice. Pretty damn cool. That is pretty damn cool. So he does have his hardhead gun here, and this can come up. Then there's an armature there that swings across to allow it to sit on his shoulder. I dare say that if you wanted it to differentiate it from hardhead, it does actually come off completely. You can hold the gun like so. So that's a good way to make him look a bit different on your shelf. So we'll take these accessories off for now. Yeah, he's got a nice hinge there on a ball joint, so there's plenty of room. You can have him like shoulders up if you want, or you can have him shoulders down, depending on how you wish to see the character. It's the Titan Master ball joint head, so you can, he's got plenty of room to twist and turn, and got some nods, ups and downs, as you like it, So he's got quite a lot of movement there. He's got double jointed elbows, but because of just that clearance there's not really any points where you use both joints at once, but you can use both, either joint to get a different amount of bend from that elbow. No waist joint, all the leg ball joint action there, and it's holds up quite well. Thigh swivels, a nice knee bend, and just a little bit of toe bending from how he's engineered. So yeah, cracking a lot of stuff going on. So he's a really cool little Decepticon footslugger, which that's what he was in G1, a cool little Decepticon footslugger. It doesn't really... I don't look at this and go, ah, that's Hardhead. I look at this and go, oh, that's Quake. That is very Quake. Just the way that they've done the colours really does bring this mould to a different light. Now, the head sculpt, it's very similar to his G1, but there's something about it. He looks quite young, He's a bit of a kid soldier, this guy, which, I suppose adds another dimension to it. And if you did miss him being a double Target Master, then if you can find any of these partners on eBay, because, that won't cost a lot of money buying Target Master weapons on eBay, you should, in theory, still be able to hold them. Thus is the joy of 5mm pegs and ports. So yeah, he can still interact with his old weapons. So yeah, he's just a lovely guy. Well worth a pickup, in my opinion. Whew. I really like the Decepticon bolt of lightning, and then with the Decepticon sign in there. It's like, that could almost be a thing. That could almost be a subgroup of Decepticons. The Mayhem Strike Force. That could be their symbol. But it is just a very Quake only one at this moment in time. But yeah, proper thug. He's a proper thug, man. And that's why he's this week's Transformer of the Week. Join me next week with more Transformers, more weeks. Maybe I'll be up my ass with some third-party toys, because I don't feel like I've done that for a while. Until then, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes, and because you deserve it, the Bestow Fisto!